Hey guys, about to play match 3 with our mono green Stompy deck. Interesting hand. I think I'm actually going to keep it. It's not incredible, but it's fine, I guess. Um, I don't really want to be drawing more lands here, but having Nykthos and Genesis Hydra in an opener is pretty good. Our opponent keep a one-lander, or is he just waiting till second main phase? He's just waiting till second main phase. Ooh, good. We drew a 2-drop. That means we probably play Reverend Hunter next turn, and then Surak the next turn. And then Genesis Hydra the turn after that. Courser of Crewfix. Yeah, that does make my Swordwise Centaur a little bit sad, doesn't it? Palace Siege on top of his library. Okay, Boon Satyr. I think I flash him in at the end of my opponent's turn now. It can trade with the Courser, so and then I can also play Surak next turn and swing with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I do. So our opponent draws his Palace Siege. Now he has a Hero's Downfall on top. Useful to know. Opponent's deck has some tier 1 action in it. I'm not sure if it is a tier 1 deck. There's Liliana. That's a pretty big problem for me. Don't have a lot of ways of dealing with that in this deck. But if he attacks with his Courser here, alright. She's going to flip. Go to 5, yeah. So we're going to flash in Boon Satyr, block. This she'll transform. Oh no, he'll be a zombie, but I still think it's best. Lets us put some pressure on our opponent. She does get to flip the Liliana, but we also get to deal with the Courser of Crewfix. So Liliana gets to transform. He gets to make us discard a card. I'll discard the Forest, I think. Be great to just draw a Epic Confrontation right here. Oh no, that's fine with me too. I mean, it does sort of negate what we did, and give him a zombie in the process, but I think I'm fine with that. I think I just play Surak here. Don't have really great attacks with Courser. He can double block, and we can just kill the Courser. I think I attack with both my creatures because of that. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have held them back and kept them for, okay, that works. Kept them for Nykthos purposes, but and we know he has Hero's Downfall coming right now too, so and he has Silence the Believers. Sultai Charm, alright. Yeah, we really want Elemental Bond against this opponent so we can outcard him. That's pretty great, actually. Pretty good draw. I think I play Nykthos, and then I play... Yeah... I think I actually want to spread out the power a little more. We know he has what he has in his hand. So I think playing... No, the Reverend Hunter, never mind. It's better to play the Avatar first, almost no matter what. And then the Reverend Hunter's... Yeah. I mean, even though Trample's nice and all. right. We'll end the turn there. I'm sure he uses Hero's Downfall here. Oh god, Ugin. But he doesn't have very many lands. We haven't seen very many. Opponent's deck is a costly one, as opposed to our 7-ticket deck. I mean, we know he has Hero's Downfall, so that's the bad news. Okay, Elemental Bond is what I was asking for. I just swing at the Reverend Hunter, I think. If he's got Hero's Downfall, he'll use it. I mean, we know he has it, so we'll just swing. It's crazy. He hasn't even seen any lands with his Courser, you know, who makes it a little easier to draw lands usually, but play Elemental Bond, and we'll end the turn. Next turn, I may play Genesis Hydra with 4 as the, there's another Hero's Downfall. He's just drawing all of his removal. He also has the Strive Exile-y spell that can let him exile as many things as he wants, if he has enough mana anyway. Nissa. That's pretty big for him right now. He needs the land. Okay. Now, he's pretty far away from flipping Nissa, but once it does flip, that's a pretty big problem. So I think I just kill it now, and then swing into him with the Avatar. All right, take him down to 11. And he finally hit a land with his Courser. I'm sure he's happy about that. So he can gain himself a couple of life by playing that land from the top of his library. Silence the Believers. He also has the mana for that, which is really bad. And he has one in his hand already, so I think I still play Genesis Hydra this next turn. I mean, unless I draw something I'd rather play. Drown in Sorrow. Okay. Alright. Doesn't feel too good. Well, yeah, he's got a Palace Siege in his hand, too, that he's had in it forever. He almost has, he's 2 mana away from Ugin, so it's not the best news. Alright, so we can play it, a Genesis Hydra for 4, which will also draw us a card. And hopefully something else. Alright, do I just get to pick one? That's how it works, right? Yeah, so we'll put... Why isn't it letting me select my Avatar of the Resolute? There we go. Which also draws us another card, incidentally. So, card advantage. Our big problem will be if he ever gets Ugin in play. And he's getting closer. Palace Siege. Wonder which one he picks. Dragons, that's one that, yeah, drains me. That's what I thought it was. The likelihood he plays Ugin is frighteningly high. So maybe I shouldn't overcommit to the board. But I don't think I really have a hope either way. Like if I try to play around Ugin, I can at least draw cards and stuff here. Yeah. And actually, I guess we just attack with the Genesis Hydra. Trying to decide if I want to play Arbor Colossus now. I think I do. I think we just keep pressuring him. Because if he uses Ugin's ability, like he'll have to exile his Palace Siege and these too. So, which is probably worth it, but at least that way I make it so he has to pay that much. Devotion is 8. So we'll play our Arbor Colossus. Plus, being able to draw a card off of it makes it a little less dangerous. Do I just play Reverend Hunter too? Just go for it? Yeah, what the hell. I mean, if you can't play a creature here, then... Ugin, that is what I mean, then we're in pretty good shape. So, if you can play Ugin, we basically lose. We have 3 mana left over. I don't want to do anything with it. So we go to 16, he goes to 12. He did not reveal a land, so that's good. He does have 5 cards in his hand, though, and that's not so good. Ah, yeah. I'll exile my 2 big guys. Makes sense. And we have nothing. So swing with the Hydra. And we'll end the turn. Wow. He said heroes. There's a land. Okay. Now we can play the land and play Ugin, which probably does us in. Should, really. Because it'll also get rid of our element. Oh, he's just going for 2 Palace Sieges instead. That's pretty brutal. It's pretty messed up. I'm going to swing with everything. I should have played my Reverend Hunter first, but oh well. Alright. I mean, that makes him more willing to Ugin, I guess, but... because we know he's going to Ugin, I'm going to keep both of these cards in my hand. He may not, I guess, in which case I guess I'll feel dumb, but if he plays it right now... I mean, if he just wants to win a double Palace Siege, I guess he doesn't need to. So maybe I should have forced him to play Ugin. He can use the other abilities of Ugin too. Yeah, he's going to play Ugin. So... oh, and now he can make it just exile my guys, actually. I think that's just GG. He can just pay 2. We do get to keep our Elemental Bond, which may end up mattering. We would have had to draw like Surak and then hit another creature and then swing into Ugin for it to matter. I think we just scoop. All right, on to game 2. So we probably want Naturalize. At least a couple of them. Maybe I take out Arbor Colossus. Yeah. Lower the curve a little bit. Those palace sieges. All right, game 2. All right, well, this is a good hand. Hopefully it's fast enough to beat him this time. Last time we were not very fast. But right now it looks like we can probably go Elvish Mystic, Swordwise Centaur, Surak. I mean, he does pack a lot of removal, so that's the main concern, but okay, now I think I flash in Boon Satyr instead. We do need to draw a land to play Surak, but playing Reverend Hunter is a decent consolation prize. All right. But if we draw a land here, then we're going to have a lot of pressure on him in a hurry. We did not do it. So I'll swing. Trying to decide if I want to play Elemental Bond more than I want to play. I think I do. I think with all the removal he has, playing Elemental Bond, drawing cards off of these is pretty big. Elvish Mystic. A different art one, huh? Okay, well that's pretty good. So now we play Surak. Draw a card. Give Surak haste. And swing for 9. Opponent just takes it, which isn't a great sign. Means he has some answer to them. We can play 2 Swordwise Centaurs next turn to give 1 haste, or we can play Reverend Hunter. I think I play the Hunter. That way, like if I need to rebuild after more removal, I have 2 Swordwise Centaurs to draw me cards. Alright, it looks like we just beat our opponent there with a fast start. Sounds good to me. Onwards to game 3. Let's get another fast hand. That's just an awful one. Mulligan. This one's okay. Nothing special, though. Let's draw... well, land's okay. Elf would have been a little bit better, but... you know, whatever. Or a 2-drop there would have been good, too, but now we can play... I'll play Boon Satyr at the end of one of his turns, and then play Reverend Hunter on the next one. Right. Doesn't have double black yet for Hero's Downfall, which is good. He does have Courser of Prufix, though, of course. And another one on top of his library. Awful. Alright. What to do? I could play Elemental Bond first, and we know that's really good against him, and it's kind of what I'm inclined to do. I think I do play Elemental Bond first. Alright, hit that land. So now he does have double black. Next turn I'll have it anyway. Courser number 2. So now he'll gain 2 life every time he plays a land. Disgusting. He's about to draw another land. I guess he swings at me for 2 here. All right, I'm gonna play Elvish Mystic, and then I'll flash in Boon Satyr, maybe just to block and kill one of his coursers. Now he can gain 4 life. Well, I guess he only nets 3, but you know. And another courser. That's outrageous. Should have put in more naturalizes for the coursers. I think I only put in 2, right? Being able to hit courser with naturalize. Ooh, now it's then there's a Sultai Charm. That's just great. 24, 25. And if he has Ugin in his hand, then it's even worse. Palace Siege. Dragons, of course. Yeah, I'm going to flash him in, which will draw me a card, and then kill one of them. We know he has a 3rd one in his hand, but... still. Alright, so I'm going to play a Swordwise Centaur first. And then I'm going to swing for 1. I know it's going to matter in the long run that I do this 1 damage. Then I'm going to play a Reverend Hunter. And then I'll end the turn. Next time we can Genesis Hydra for 4. But this is going to be a tough one to win, I think. At least he only gains 1 life per land he plays now. My guess is he charms my Hunter. Seems like a good idea. I'd love to Genesis Hydra and hit Surak. That's like my dream, I think. Oh god. Why does he get 2 of these both games? Like, seriously. Whose idea was that? That's just awful. It's gonna be like impossible. Okay. So yeah, I think I play Genesis Hydra for everything. All the manas. Play Genesis Hydra as a 5/5. Draws me a card. And we did not get I think we take, unfortunately we had a Hydra Broodmaster, but we take the Outland Colossus for sure. Which will also draw us a card. There's Surak. Alright. Swing for 6. Take him out 21, but he's going to go back up to 25, and we're going to go to 10. So life gain's rough against us. Even with all the cards we draw, it's like, who's he killing? Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Maybe I should have sided in life gain. Would have been pretty useful against his palace sieges. I wouldn't mind getting a naturalize right now. Alrighty then. Is that the end of his turn? Probably. Two Suraks. Well, that may actually be useful. So we'll play Surak number 1. we will go to combat. Give Surak haste. Swing, 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 swing. Try to do as much damage as possible. You can probably just take it, to be honest. 11, 14. I guess he's concerned enough. Yeah, he dropped 7, so this way he gets to kill one of my guys. All right, I kill one of his. He kills one of mine. He takes 10, but he'll be at 20 on his upkeep. God. We'll play Reverend Hunter. Probably should have played Elvish Mystic first, or just played him in my first main phase. And in the turn, I was kind of hoping he'd somehow kill Surak, but because having 2 is not awesome right now. Okay, so we drop to 8, and then to 6, and he goes to 20. We do have 20 damage on our side of the board. I mean, if we could get an epic confrontation, we might make something happen. I think he has a Sultai charm in his hand, though. Probably should have been writing these things down, but can you just play Ugin? Yeah, I think he can. Hornet's Nest, Jesus. I'm glad I haven't seen that. He can just play Ugin right now. Or Treasure Cruise, if that's what you want to do. Or Temporal Trespass. No, it's got to be... No, Dig Through Time. Okay. So now he gets a Hornet's Nest. That's brutal. Playing a Hornet's Nest. Yeah, I think we lose. Some more Trample would be nice in this deck. That's what I've learned in this game, but it still performed pretty well. I mean, it doesn't do its best against control. I think if you're in an area where there's a lot of aggro decks, if that's like what the main metagame is where you live, I think this deck can beat those pretty easily. It can beat control sometimes too if it's fast enough, but that's pretty brutal right there. Hornet's Nest, he can get, like, if I swing, he basically just gets infinite number of Hornet tokens. And we have to swing, so he just beats us. But we'll do as much damage as we can. We could have played our Elvish Mystic and given it haste, I guess. All right. Here, have 9 Hornets to kill us. And take 11. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we lost to this control thing. Hornet's Nest really sealed the deal for him. That's probably what convinced him to Dig Through Time, was when he saw that on top. Anyway, the deck's pretty fun. It at least won 1 game in every match and so forth. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And there'll be another casual MTG video next week.